Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and the Water Temple, everyone's favourite temple. Last episode we got the long shot, the main item of the dungeon. This time we have some stuff to do. We need to actually change the water level twice. We need to go down to where Ruto was to lower it entirely, and then we need to go back into the central pillar to the red thing, so I'll just do that with the speeder on. So, with the water now back at the mid-level, ooh, that's, I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to see that. What we can also do, which we couldn't do before, is there is a Skulltula right up there, which we can now just about kill and grab its token with the long shot. Anyway, now we want to go back into the main room, and if we head down to the kind of south side, there is something we couldn't get through before, because, so for this door, you got an eye switch underneath, hit the eye switch, and that gate opens. Doesn't open fast enough for you to swim across to it. You can just reach it again with a long shot, so you couldn't get through here with the regular hook shot. So there is that. Now we have to do some weird stuff where we have to basically slide this block around. So pull it all the way back here, and what we've done here is we've trapped ourselves. So if we hook shot up here, I think that's the only thing we can do anyway. So there we go, hook shot up there. And then this hooks back around to the main room. And then we just need to enter again exactly where we were. And this time we're facing the block this way, so you push it. That's another one of those puzzles in this dungeon that really is just designed to confuse you, and works quite well on that. Like, they do a good job at getting the kind of disorientating feel of this place. Anyway, now we can grab a key from there. That whole thing is just for a key. But once again, it's kind of, I always like to preempt keys rather than coming back later, finding a place that has a locked door and be like, oh, we don't have a key. It's like, as soon as I can get a key, I tend to do so. Anyway, if we come back to the main room, now we need to head down to the south, I think. Man, even I'm getting confused by this. Is it this way? Yes, it's... No, wait, what? No, I need to go somewhere quite different. So, I need to head to the north, and also right down in the depths. So crucially, what I'm doing here, you do have to do with the water at mid-level, which is not the easiest thing to necessarily know. Because the only way up here is, so only with some water here can you do this, because you can get in here normally, but obviously with the water's down, you can't actually grapple over there because you can't get up onto this bit in the first place. And of course, there's a locked door. I always like having like 2 keys for every one door. And now we enter the boulder room, which is a bit of a strange one. You'll see shortly why I call it the boulder room. Essentially, you just gotta work your way through it, ignore the boulders, ignore the Tektites. They can be shot, but they take 2 arrows. It's not really worth it, especially if you miss them like that. So there's just some weird currents moving around in here, but generally just try and proceed forwards and you should be fine. There we go, wonderful. Now this next room is... Oh yes, there we go. So, remember stingers. We've not seen them since we were inside Jabu Jabu. They're relatively easy to take out, but they're just irritating, so get rid of them. There's a lot of strange things in this room. There is a switch on the ground, which lowers the water level. No, raises the water level, allowing us to proceed. But it's a blue switch. Needs constant pressure, otherwise it'll go away. What we have to do here, so both of these walls make a weird noise, which of course means the old Goron's special crop. And crossing between these is really irritating, because jumping in the water and coming back up again takes so long. Way longer than I feel like it should. Once you've taken both of them out, what we can do is, inside there is a block, and through a combination of pushing and pulling, we can slide this block onto that blue switch, which I am going to do with the speeder on. And there we go. That puzzle slightly irritates me, not because it's difficult, but it's just really bloody time-consuming. It just takes ages. But when the water level successfully raised, that's the door we came in by, and we can then leave through a different door, which is this new one that we've opened. And we're actually getting towards the end of this temple. Like, I'm always surprised when I'm being efficient on them, actually, how fast most of the dungeons are. Like, they are usually taking like an episode and a half, at most 2 episodes, whereas like I swear in like say Wind Waker or Twilight Princess or something like that, I would easily knobs. Like the standard I think in Twilight Princess or Wind Waker, was 2 to 3 episodes per dungeon. Usually I'd say more like 3, whereas these have been much shorter than I was kind of expecting. Right, so here we're at the top of the boulder room, and we need to. There is actually a cheeky little Skulltula there if we're quick, which I'm not being quick because I didn't take the bloody. Well, I got it. Now, following that, we head down under this waterfall part here where it was, and what did we do all this for? Oh, a surprise shell blade apparently. Get the fuck away from me. Open your gob. Open your dumb idiot face. There we go. So we now rise up, and the point of this entire thing was for another locked door. Frustrating to get this far and find you still need more keys. Hence, gather keys whenever you can, but of course you don't necessarily know. When you've got access to a new pathway, you don't know whether it contains a small key or whether it contains a locked door. And so that's what makes these dungeons more ballsy if you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, we now got the boss key, and so we're basically actually done, I guess. Yeah, cool. Let's head back to the main room. So as you can see back here, we want to raise the water level all the way up to the top, and that's the last water level nonsense we have to do. Because it should come of no surprise that this kind of big looking bit over here, not only is it the only bit we've not been to, but it's quite impressive looking. And time for the temple to throw you one more irritating thing before you get to the boss. The shitty slopey bollocks. So, if you stop moving for any reason here, or if you roll, or if you get hit, you're going to slide all the way down to the bottom. And you've got these spike traps slowly sliding in the way, but not so slow that they aren't a serious bugger. So you basically just have to kind of position yourself to hopefully get past them at the right time. It can be a huge ass, but there we go. Time for the boss of the Water Temple. Doctor, look out! That isn't normal water over there! Giant aquatic amoeba, Morpher. So, while we have got this platform in the middle, I wouldn't recommend using it. I'd say stick to the edges for pretty much the entire thing. Morpher's relatively straightforward to fight. Lock onto it and fire your hookshot at it a couple of times. Eventually, you'll grab it. Stay the fuck away from those. Well, this is a nasty attack. Watch my hearts. Well, I've been watching the animation as well. It does like 2 hearts of damage, takes forever, and rinses you. So, that would have been a perfect chance to get it. Yep, there we go. So, balls. Possibly don't fall in the water, but keep your eye out for those tendrils, because they are how the real damage happens. I actually think Morpher can touch you and do a fair bit of damage to you, but, have I got fairies? I should check if I have fairies. Yeah, I have 2 fairies, cool. Otherwise, I'm about to have a bad time, because I am going to die. Right, because I haven't actually done the bastard any damage yet. Oh my god, you slippery idiot. Ugh. Well, I might try and fight him from here then. It certainly gives you actually more options to target Morpher. Come on. Nope. Ballsack! Oh. Hopefully it's not going to do the animation now because I kind of, jaked my way out of it. Yeah, I find the edge you get. Oh, balls! I didn't jump there. It pulled me forwards. You might be able to tell. I'm not a huge fan of Morpher as a boss. It kind of always feels like you're doing something wrong, and it's just there's no real good trick to it. It's just a little on the grueling side. I like the design of it and the kind of the concept to a fair extent, but the actual gameplay implementation not great. Because this just isn't particularly good fun. You just gotta kind of hope you'll grab it. Oh, while the tendrils try and fuck you up. Where's it gone? There we go. So it goes into the tendrils, and that's kind of your chance to get it. Come on. So it would be useful if the hookshot was faster, but the issue is You're kind of limited by that, and you just gotta hope it's in the right position. So here, he'll suck into the end of it as well. There we go. At least with the bigger on-sword, you can wreck him then. Like, you can do obviously twice as much damage per cycle. Oh, there we go. Another chance. When you hit him, he goes flying away like a bloody tennis ball. You can use that to your advantage. It's possible to basically lock him. If you can get between him and the water, because always try and bounce back to the water, you can just kind of bounce him off a wall repeatedly. I don't know why I'm calling it a him, it's definitely an it. But yeah, you can kind of bounce it off the wall, which can be really, like, it's trapping in a corner. But without that, bigger on sword makes a hell of a difference anyway. And I think he should actually be nearly done. There's no second phase or anything like that, he just, there we go. Yeah, bit of a lackluster boss. Not bad, not great, not terrible. Weird thing as well, so you know at the beginning where you get warned saying, that's not normal water, you'll notice it doesn't have Navi's usual blue text. That was originally supposed to be Ruto saying that, and she was supposed to be a bit more present in the dungeon than she was, rather than saying, follow me once, and then disappearing for the entire thing. And so they never changed it back, so I think a lot of people still just assume it's Navi, because who else could it be, but officially, because it's not Navi's blue text, it's still technically Ruto. Anyway, let's go and speak to her. Doctor, I would have expected no less from the man I chose to be my husband. Zora's domain and its people will eventually return to their original state. As a reward, I grant my eternal love to you. Well, that's what I want to say, but I don't think I can offer that now. I have to guard the water temple as the Sage of Water. And you're searching for the princess, Zelda? Ha! You can't hide anything from me. Princess Zelda. She's alive, I can sense it, so don't be discouraged. I can tell that nothing will stop you in your quest for justice and peace. You must take this medallion. Take it respectfully. King Zora also said take it respectfully, and it's an odd phrase. It doesn't quite scan right in English. I wonder if it's a Japanese thing. Anyway, we, of course, get the water medallion for that. You receive the water medallion, Ruto awakens her sage and adds her power to your own. If you see Sheik, please give him my thanks, okay? As the water rises, the evil is vanishing from the lake. Doctor, you did it! Ruto wanted to thank me. I see. We have to return peace to Hyrule for her sake too, don't we? Look at that, Doctor. Together, you and Princess Ruto destroyed the evil monster. What do you mean together? Ruto did naff all. Once again, the lake is filled with pure water. All is as it was here. Yeah, in case you hadn't noticed, the Sheikah are essentially ninjas, hence the weird disappearing acts. Anyway, we can do something new now. If we read this plaque, it says, "When water fills the lake, shoot for the morning light." Well, water has filled the lake, so let's shoot for the morning light. Balls, did I miss? Or is this not the morning? Did I spend too long talking? Fuck's sake. Well, time for some song of passing. Sun song, even. There we go. Gotta actually be the morning light, I guess, before the main music's kicked in. So that gives us something a little interesting, and finally a use for magic that's actually really worthwhile. So you'll notice the lake is full once again, but unfortunately, Zora's domain still remains absolutely frozen. There are no... hence why Ruto said Zora's domain will return to normal eventually, because yes, it doesn't change at all. There are no additional Zoras there or anything, but yes, look here, we got fire arrows. Any target that strikes will catch fire. Select your bow and select it again to open the arrow submenu. So that basically means if we just go to items, then select the bow, you get this little choice of arrow submenu. So let's put fire arrows on. So it has a brief magic cost. That basically now when we use our arrows, they'll be imbued with a bit of fire, which is mildly cool. Uses a bit of magic per shot, but we got magic coming out our ass. That weird fish lock thing for the water temple is now floated up to the surface. But yeah, it just always slightly annoys me that that nothing changes in Zora's domain. It doesn't go back to normal, even though the lake does. Yeah. Anyway, you notice I made it night, and we need to head up onto this tree, where we will find not the remains of Sheik, because she was up here, but the gold skull seller. Weirdly, for now, there's actually nothing new that we've unlocked that we can do. Like, the long shot doesn't really make any huge differences to the world or anything like that, so it's actually time to get straight on and start the plot for the next temple. So let's head to Kakariko Village. Get back, Doctor. Looks like you're coming around. Doctor, a terrible thing has happened. The evil shadow spirit has been released. Impa, the leader of Kakariko Village, had sealed the evil shadow spirit in the bottom of the well. But the force of the evil spirit got so strong, the seal of the well broke, and it escaped into the world. I believe Emperor has gone to the Shadow Temple to seal it again, but she will be in danger without any help. Doctor, Impa is one of the 6 sages. Destroy the evil shadow spirit and save Impa. There is an entrance to the Shadow Temple beneath the graveyard behind this village. The only thing I can do for you is teach you the melody that will lead you to the Shadow Temple. This is the melody that will draw you into the infinite darkness that absorbs even time. Listen to this, the Nocturne of Shadow. You have learned the Nocturne of Shadow. Let me take care of the village. I'm counting on you, Doctor. So, there's a whole thing there. Weirdly, so if you go down to the bottom of the well, which we can do, you'll see it's like blocked up. Weirdly, because I've imbeciled it down there, weirdly, if you, in the old N64 version, it wasn't blocked up by like rocks, there was just some kind of weird magical looking barrier there, which looks very strange always. So yes, the hint we were originally given was that, there we go. That one I find really difficult to remember for some reason. Yes, the hint we were given for this temple is that it's found inside a house of the dead. And so, of course, Kakariko Graveyard is the place to look. It would have been very handy earlier on in the game to have the ability to warp to Kakariko Graveyard, because then that would mean we could warp to Kakariko Village generally, which would be useful. But yes, the Shadow Temple is here. All you need to do to get in is light all these torches, which is what Din's Fire is for. There is nothing stopping us now going and doing the Shadow Temple. Next episode, though, I am going to do something useful, which is a whole kind of side quest, which is technically optional, but makes the Shadow Temple is bloody hard without it. So, this episode we have defeated the boss of the Water Temple, got the Water Medallion, and now got all the way ready to start almost our next dungeon. So, thank you very much, and I hope you'll join me next time. Good day.